Now let's get this panel started. Let's give a warm welcome to your moderator for this panel, Travell Anderson from the LA Times. And then please join me in welcoming Gunn.
Hi.
Jiggly Caliente.
What's up, guys?
Sonique.
Hi.
And Eden the doll.
We want to start by, talking about how you all were first introduced to the fans out here and how you came along to your journey to living authentically in who you are now.
Well, for me, it's a little bit different. I definitely didn't identify as transgender before getting on Drag Race. I actually have found my womanhood and my true self, I would say authentically through drag. I started off cross-dressing first and just kind of feeling things out and feeling feminine and being lovely. And then I said, you know what? Drag is something that I really would love to explore because I'm an artist and it's so fabulous. And, we wouldn't all be here today. So can we give a round of applause for drag? And so for me, it's been, quite a journey. I mean, going from, a person who identified as a gay male to then, a drag queen to an androgynous, beautiful being to now someone who identifies as a woman is quite, the journey. And I think that's what's so beautiful is that every journey and every transition is so different and has its own unique, steps along the way. So, yeah.
Jiggly.
You guys know me as Jiggly, yes. But you guys can
May
now
we call
all...
you Jiggly?
No, you guys can call me Bianca.
Oh!
But, I was transitioning prior to Drag Race, and I just didn't want to say anything on Drag Race because I just didn't want to ride the bandwagon of all the other girls or the storyline of other girls that had transitioned before me on the show. So I just wanted to keep it on the low, and I wanted to keep a secret to myself and just for me and my immediate circle. And then I guess last year I just had it, and I was like, okay. Everybody's like, why is Jiggly always in drag? I'm like, no, I'm not in drag. I'm just me. So
I love that.
I just let everybody know. You may not call me Jiggly, but you may call me Bianca.
So that is your legal name, Bianca.
Yeah, Bianca
I
is
love
not my legal
that.
name.
How did I never know that about you?
Because I don't really talk
And here I am laughing at her thinking she's saying, call me Bianca Del Rio.
No.
What the fuck?
Actually, Bianca, when she first met me, she was like, oh, so you're the other Bianca, the hooker. And I was like, oh.
Oh,
Yeah,
oh,
well,
not the
yeah, she got me
hooker.
together.
Not the hooks.
I'm not ashamed of my past. I'm okay with it.
I love that. When I came out as trans the other day, actually, on Trans Visibility Day, I really didn't want to because I didn't want people to go ahead and like my post or go ahead and show me love just because I was coming out as trans. I don't think just being trans is not a, for some people it may be a fetish, for some people it may be a fantasy, and for some people it just may be this, oh my God, I can't believe that they were biologically born as a male. And I think for us it's more so that, life in general is not easy, and I think, the cool part is that we all share a very, similar journey, but in very different ways, and nonetheless, we're all still, we come together here today, of course, with all of your guys' support, which is so important, but I ask myself, frequently, I'm just like, why, it can't just possibly be because the trans girls are so beautiful and just so feminine and portraying so much beauty. There has to be so much more behind that. And I ask myself that every day because now, outly being trans, I feel like I have such a big responsibility, not only to use my platform, but also to dedicate my life to being an advocate for my community and really educating myself on what it means to live this lifestyle. Because for some of us, for myself, the mentality may not be new, but, the lifestyle is definitely new. So why do we think that, that so many people look up to us, so much?
Well, I think ultimately because for so long, there was no one to look up to, especially whenever I came out as being transgender. I knew that I felt differently, but I didn't have anybody to look up to, and I basically did my transition on my own, and I've taken it a lot slower, and there is a huge weight that follows you, especially being on TV and people knowing who you are, and you feeling like you have to like rush through it and, oh, did you get your boobs done, or did you get all your hair removed and this stuff, that. But I think ultimately you just need to take your time and just embrace who you are and get to know who you are as a person. And I think gender is overrated, and I think we should focus on like other things besides what's underneath our clothes, you know? It should go deeper than that.
For sure, because who we go to sleep as and who we go to sleep with are two different things, right? And that is something that we, at least for myself in my journey, is something that I'm really trying to elaborate on and really trying to educate people on is, you know, because there's this big thing that people kind of don't understand how, you know, trans women do drag, or, you know, have you always been trans, or, you know, were you trans on Drag Race? I think we kind of, you know, for those of us that have been on the show, I'm not sure about Eden, but, you know, we have, I'm sure, encountered these types of questions. Well, and for myself, you know, I like to say that, as Monica Beverly Hills did on the season 5, that, you know, trans is who we are and drag is what we do, so.